Canada's inflation.
Inflation.
Food prices have exploded, up 30% since 2020. So who's paying more for Christmas dinner in 2025? Canadians or Americans? Everyone assumes it's Canada, but the truth may flip your expectations. Let's take a look. I think you'll be surprised. The Canadian prices in this video come from 13 grocery chains. This includes discount chains to upscale supermarkets. I also pulled prices from 16 major American grocery chains, covering every region of the country. We're buying enough food to feed 8 people, plus leftovers. First up, mashed potatoes. You'll need a 5-pound bag to feed a party of 8. Don't bother buying them by the pound. It will cost you way more. The average price in Canada for 5 pounds is $5.18. The US average price is $3.54. You'll need to add a few things to the potatoes like salt, butter, and milk, but let's go with just the potatoes for now. USA wins this round. Next up, veggies. Vegetables are an important part of Christmas dinner. The two I've chosen to go with as an example are carrots and Brussels sprouts. 3 pounds of carrots average $3.60 in Canada and $3.84 in the US. That's almost the same price, and both are very affordable, as 3 pounds of carrots goes a long way. The difference maker here is Brussels sprouts. 2 pounds in Canada will cost $9.56 and $6.98 in the United States. That's 37% more expensive in Canada. The total for the veggies is $13.16 Canadian and $10.82 American. What about the tasty sides served with the meal? Is there a big difference in price there? Gravy is the same price in both countries. A packet or can will set you back about $1.50. Fresh cranberries are cheaper in the US, with 2 12-ounce packages costing $5.02. Canadian cranberries cost $6.88 for the same amount. Stuffing, using the widely available stovetop as an example, is the same price per box in Canada and the US. The only catch? In Canada, the boxes are 4 ounces and 6 ounces in America. Yep, the American box is literally 50% bigger. So that means you'll need to purchase 3 boxes versus 2 boxes just to get the same amount. That will cost $8.91 in Canada and $6.28 in the US. If we add up all 3 of these sides, we get $17.50 Canadian compared to $12.75 American, about 38% more in Canada. And here's where the price gap gets crazy. The big ticket item on any Christmas meal is a whole turkey. For a 15-pound turkey, at an average price of $3.79 Canadian per pound, it will cost $56.85. The same amount of turkey, purchased in the US, will cost $34.65, a difference of $22.20, or 64% higher. And remember, turkey is the single most expensive part of the meal. When this one item is way higher, it blows up the whole budget. But what about dessert? For this example, I'm going with apple pie and ice cream. What's more American than that? Well, perhaps it's actually more Canadian, as every grocery store pie I could find was cheaper in Canada. The average for a 1 kilogram pie in Canada is $8.87, while it is $10.08 south of the border. As for ice cream, it was cheaper in Canada too. Though I'll warn it's hard to compare brands. In Canada, 2 liters of Chapman's premium vanilla ice cream is $7.76. In the US, the equivalent amount of Tillamook vanilla ice cream is $9.16. This brand was widely available at 15 of 17 grocery chains and is considered high quality. That brings the total for dessert to $16.63 for the Canucks and $18.66 for the Yankees. Yep, the one part of Christmas dinner Canada wins is pie and ice cream. Before the final total, I'm going to add $5 to the Canadian meal and $4 to the American meal. This accounts for butter, milk, spices, flour, and salt. Butter and milk are cheaper in the US, and the other items are about the same price. So what is the grand total? Keep in mind the exchange rate plays a role, but I'll show you exactly how in a moment. For 5 pounds of potatoes, 3 pounds of carrots, 2 pounds of Brussels sprouts, 1.5 pounds of cranberries, gravy, 3 boxes of stuffing, 15 pounds of turkey, 1 large apple pie, 2 liters/quarts of ice cream, and other ingredients for preparation, we get $114.36 Canadian and $84.42 American. That's a big difference, right? Surprisingly, when you convert Canadian prices into US dollars, the meal costs almost the same. The main reason the US meal looks cheaper is because the Canadian dollar is weak right now. Okay, so at full price, Canada looks a lot more expensive. But here's the truth. Nobody should pay full price at Christmas. Grocers never want leftover turkeys, cranberries, or stuffing after December 24th, so the discounts are massive. Both the Canadian and US meals are way too high in price. Let's look at the sale prices I found. If we take our list of items, we can reduce the price of the Canadian dinner by 26% to $84. By buying during a sale, you can save on potatoes, both veggies, cranberries, stuffing, and most of all, the turkey. What about in the US? Yep, you can save 27% and bring the meal down to a low price of $61.26. That works out to be $10.50 per person Canadian and $7.66 per person American. Plus, with both of these meals, you'll have plenty of leftovers, especially the turkey. So who wins? Inflation hit both countries hard, but the strong US dollar makes the American meal cheaper this year. As for inflation, here's 6 quick ways to fight it in both Canada and the US. First, the best shoppers don't pay full price. They plan ahead and let the sales work for them. Second, make a list so you can pick things up as they go on sale. If you're prepared, saving money will be simple. Christmas is a busy time. If you can get only one item on sale, get the turkey. Prices can be up to 50% off, and since the price is based on weight, you'll save money on every pound you buy. If money's tight, swap expensive veggies for cheaper ones. You could even swap fresh for frozen or canned. It can help you save. Or buy a larger 10-pound bag of potatoes and use the extra for meals later in the week. You'll get double the amount of potatoes for about the same price. Look for coupons, special buy one get one free offers, or if it's an option, use your grocery store loyalty points. All of these can bring down the total price of Christmas dinner. Finally, as a last resort, or maybe to try something new, you could skip the turkey altogether. I know that is not ideal, but why not a Christmas ham? They tend to be more affordable than a turkey. In fact, up to 50% cheaper. Did I miss any items you have at Christmas dinner? Let me know in the comments below what's on your plate this Christmas. And to Canadians watching, what's the most expensive part of your Christmas dinner? And to the Americans, what's the cheapest deal you found so far? As you can see, with some simple planning, Christmas dinner can be more affordable and you can beat inflation. Plus, Christmas is a stressful time. If you take even 20 minutes now, you'll save money, be more organized, and be less stressed on the big day. And that is one of the best gifts you can give yourself. If you want to cut your grocery bill in 2025 and in 2026, subscribe. I post new price breakdowns and saving tips every week, so you never have to overpay again. They give you practical, real-world tips that make a big difference in your wallet. This has been the Price Check Expert. Thanks for watching.